I told you, I promised you that I'll be bringing different farmers, and to be specific, young farmers who are trying to, do something for themselves, who've moved out of the way, who said no. Yes, as much as, of course, employment is good. It gives you a start, it gives you a push, but they've decided to say, no, what, let's go farming. Today, I have a young but yet very enterprising man called James. James, yes. Come here so that they can see you. How are you today?
Fine, how are you, boss?
I'm glad to be talking to you today.
I'm happy you came to visit.
Say hello to our viewers.
Hi viewers, my name is James. Some of you know me as Aliwali. Glad to see you and I'm happy.
Okay. James is a young man trying to do a lot of farming. He recently, or I don't know whether recently or sometime back, but I got to know that he started farming recently, and he's been involved in a lot of things. He did watermelon. I was around, I witnessed that. He does, of course, passion fruits, and that is what we are going to talk about today. He's also involved or engaged in green pepper. He's doing a couple of experiments. So guys, there's a lot to learn about him today, but most importantly about farming as a business. So let's get James's story in a few. So James, we are glad to be hosting you today. Kindly tell us, when did you decide to say, enough is enough, I'm going into farming?
I remember it was before the first lockdown. I had started a year before, I think that was 2019. It was 2019. I remember my first crop was cabbage. I grew a lot of cabbage, like lots of it. I think I had over 10,000 plants of cabbage. So that time I didn't know anything about farming actually. I was just using people and my mobile phone. And when I say mobile phone, you know what I'm meaning. So it was a rough ride. I really failed a lot. I made a lot of losses, but I was proud because no one knew that we were going to face a lockdown. No one knew that COVID was going to come. For me, I am proud that I started even before COVID. And as a young person, I needed to look at ideas that can change my life, ideas that can make me make more money compared to the money I was making as an employee of Vision Group. So I started in 2019, serious agriculture. But like some good years back, I used to experiment on a small scale. I remember I looked after chicken, then I also tried to grow sweet potatoes. But it was on a small scale.
Okay, so what exactly, we want to know the reason as to you say, like, that pushed you to start. There are a lot of people out there who want to start, but a bit, skeptical. What pushed you? People want to know.
One, passion. Passion. I had passion. Since when I was a young child, I used to see my father do a lot of farming. He used to grow sugarcane and yams, but on a small scale. And we would harvest those yams and the sugarcane and we consume them at our home. So I developed that love for farming. I knew that when you dig, you will eat. So first it was passion. Then two, when I got a job, it was actually my dream job, like really my dream job. I started earning a salary. I was just fresh from university. And that money looked like enough for me. It would buy me chips, it would pay my rent, to do everything. But as time went on, I discovered that I was spending more than what I earned. And some things were like, it was inevitable, it had to happen. But I still hung in there because I knew I was alone, I didn't have a family. Now time reached when I married my wife, and the next thing, when I sat down, I was like, wow, we cannot just depend on the man I've been depending on. That's my salary. We cannot depend on it. It's not enough. And moreover, we're going to have kids. We are married. And these kids will also need, you need medical attention. They will need food. They will need school fees at some point. I need to set up a home for my family. So I had to think outside the box. And when I looked at the businesses in town, most of them have actually been exhausted. If you go there, it will need you another 5 years to start making a profit. So I looked for an easier way. I'm saying easier way because I believe it's an easier way. but not everyone does. So I said, let me go what? Farming. So I went into farming to ensure that I supplement on the money I make. Yes.
So why passion fruit all of a sudden? Because there's a lot involved in agriculture that you would have perhaps gotten involved in. Yeah. Why passion fruit? Yeah,
you see, it all comes back to my first response, passion. Passion as a person, but also when you hear it's passion fruit, you must have passion to grow it. So I had the passion to grow the passion fruits. And secondly, I met a very good friend of mine. I call him Omo. He's a very good guy. One day you will see him. So I sat down with him and I told him, you know, I have passion. I want to grow something and I need ideas. I need you to advise me. What can I do? So Emma immediately told me, let's grow passion fruits. So when he told me, let's grow passion fruits, it related with what I felt inside, because I had the passion. So straight away, we went and started on the project. But trust me, in the first place, I did not look at how much the passion fruit is going to make for me. No. I knew it was going to make money, but I had love and I wanted to grow it and learn with it. To me, this has been actually a learning process. And I'm not the same person like 8 months back when it comes to passion fruits. I've grown, and my friend Emma has been like really, really very supportive with a lot of information, and that is very important. You need to have social capital as a farmer. It's very, very important. 2, you must have information. I know I've not reached that step of the advice and all that, but this is important in my introduction. You need to have information. You need to have the right people around you that guide you, because most of us as corporates, people know us for maybe showbiz and the corporate life. It's really nowadays when you tell, if you went out to talk to a girl and she asks you what do you do and you say I'm a farmer, she will laugh and maybe even go away from you, because there is not that much respect for farmers. But I'm telling you, the next billionaires in this world are going to be farmers.
We can't wait to witness you being a billionaire. You handled some of the things that I was going to ask you in the next questions, but let me ask it to be specific. What things should one consider before starting passion fruit farming?
Yeah. 1, information. You must get information on how to grow passion fruits. That is 1. 2, I didn't talk about land first, because the most important thing is to get information about what you're going to do, what you're going to invest in, how much you're going to invest in, what do you need to start. So 2, land. You need land to grow passion fruits. And you don't need like acres of land. You can even have 100 by 50 and you make money from passion fruits. 3, skilled labor. You must have labor. People tell you, as a corporate, because you know for us Monday to Friday you're in office. So you must actually also be flexible. You must be able to be at the farm, supervise everything. You must be able to supervise the farmers. Then 3, capital. When I talk about capital, I mean money, even the head. You need capital, money to start a passion fruit project.
Somebody would ask how much?
How much? Now that depends on the size of the land that you have. If it's like an acre, I would say you will need around 4 million, but you don't need it like at once. Yeah, you have to first get the money to. If you already have the land, you need to get money to first buy the seedlings. As I know, the most recent price is the commonly known Masaka. It's UPF 12, yes. Masaka UPF 12, it goes for 800 shillings. But that one, the one who grows the seedlings has to be your friend. To give you at 800 shillings, it's usually slightly more expensive. Then the UPF 20 is 1,500. That's now the hybrid. They cross the passion fruit. So you need to have money to buy the seedlings. At least, have like 2M to start with. You buy seedlings, you buy the inputs. You have them ready. You don't have to wait to start and then you go and...
By inputs, you mean fertilizers?
Fertilizers, pesticides, and basically fertilizers, pesticides, foliars, etc.
Okay. You talked about varieties. I was even about to ask you, do you grow the seedlings yourself, or you buy from you contract somebody else?
Now, that's the next step. This project, when I started this project, I didn't grow the seedlings. I worked with another friend, a farmer, who supplied me the seedlings. But now I am developing into a person who now tries to grow the seedlings. And in fact, my next phase, I'm going to grow the seedlings myself. That is how you reduce on the cost of production and you make more profit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the seed varieties. What are the best seed varieties on the market?
Best seed varieties. One, before I tell you the best seed varieties, actually you have to know the right people where you're going to get those seed varieties. We have so many people who have their own seeds. Let me say seedlings. We have so many people who have their own seedlings, but you must be able to utilize the right personnel. So first and foremost, you have to look for the right supplier. That is one. Two, I would advise you to try out UPF 12 and UPF 20, because I've also tried it out, and as you can see, it is really working well in like here in my land. And you know what? When I was going to grow this passion fruit, someone came and told me that it won't work. Someone completely convinced me that it won't work. Our soils here you cannot grow passion fruit. But as a farmer, we don't believe in that. There's been research. Whatever the type of the soil, you can grow any crop there as long as you have guidance and you know what to do. Yep. Okay.
Let's talk about the duration. How long does passion fruit take before harvesting?
Before harvesting. I would say if you really take care of it well, you control weed, you control pests, you deal with the diseases, you give it the fertilizers, the manure, at the right time, it will take you between 4 to 6 months. 4 to 6 months to get the first harvest. But you have to do everything at the right time. Yeah.
Okay. What are some of the diseases and pests that attack these fruits?
Wow, there are very many, but I'm going to give you some of them. The most dangerous to me is called fusarian. When fusarian comes to your garden, you pray. Then we have bacterial wilt, we have fungal infections, among others. Okay. But those three, they are very common.
Okay.
And the other one is woodlock, water deficiency. Yeah, so you need to ensure that there is constant supply of water on the farm. Then it takes me to the step where how do you manage to control those diseases? Continuous spraying. You have to spray. You have to do what they call control. You don't wait for the disease to come to treat it. You just spray. You keep spraying. You prevent it from coming.
Okay. You
keep spraying. And what to use is out there in the market. But also you have to know where you're supposed to buy the right input to use, or pesticide, or the different foliars. You have to go to the right shop, because there are duplicates out there. You can keep treating something, and for example, for us, we got a viral fungal infection. Like it spread at a fast rate. Yeah. So what we did is we continued spraying every week, and you can see now the plants, they are very okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talked about the diseases, but you did not tell us how do you recognize that, hey, I think my plant is now sick? What are some of those signs and symptoms, if at all they are there? Yeah.
Now, like for a fungal infection, I wish I could show you a leaf, but they usually have dry spots. Like when you look at the leaf, you will see dry spots in the leaf. Eh? Dry spots in the leaf. We will show you in the camera how it looks like. Okay. There are usually dry spots in the leaf.
Yes.
And
a colleague of yours wants to help you. It's okay. Just go and
yes. Emma here has a lot of experience about the diseases. You can take over.
Yeah. It's thank you. This one of the common ones, as he said, the most dangerous one is the fusarian wilt, and then there is bacterial wilt. Sometimes you just have to look at the stem. If you find it drying, like at certain portions, those are that's the wilt. Then there is leaf blotch. Yeah. You all you need to do is, if you're not sure of the disease, you can take a picture and send it to a qualified agronomist if he's very far from you, or if you have an agronomist in your farm, they can help you identify the diseases. Yeah, that is all I can say.
Okay, thank you so much, Emma, for supplementing us. So, Mr. James,
Yes.
we want to understand as well. The last time I was here, you showed me a beehive, or you talked about a beehive. Are they important in passion fruit farming?
Yes, they are very, 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 very important. They are very, and actually, if you're growing passion fruit at a large scale, you need to have your own hives. You need to have your own hives, because the bees help to come and fertilize the flowers on the plant. They're always on the plant. In fact, when you look around, there are bees. Right now they have reduced, but they usually in the morning, they are very common on the different plants. So they are very important in ensuring that you have a lot of fruits. Whenever a bee lands on your flower, you'll be rest assured of what?
Fruit.
Of fruits. So you need to have a beehive. Usually when you don't have one, bees will come from different areas to your farm. But to make sure that it really works out well, you need to set up a beehive at your farm. And it's not very expensive to set up one.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say using a beehive of bees to somehow pollinate or fertilize your fruits and all that, what happens when a bee comes from a variety that I do not like? Can't there be
A variety?
like, for example, a type of a seed variety or a passion fruit variety? Like I said, there are different varieties.
Yeah.
But it came from a different farm to my farm. Perhaps, what happens there?
Yeah, just to respond to that, first thing I want to advise you is that keep your passion fruit away from other passion fruit farms, because diseases can easily be carried by insects to your farm. But when you set up your own beehive, other bees from other areas cannot come to your farm, because this beehive, the bees there, will always protect the farm. Actually, even when those bees realize that there is a new person in your farm and they don't know they are sent, they will attack that person. So they also help in protecting the what? The garden.
What kind of fertilizers do you use, and at what stage do you apply them?
Okay, the kind of fertilizers we have, when you're transplanting the seeds, you start with DAP. When you're transplanting them, when you're putting the seedlings into the garden, you first put DAP down, you cover it with some soil, then you put the seedling on top. That is to help with the roots and speeding up the crop growth. Then after like a month, you will apply NPK and CAN. You mix them, you mix 2 bags against 1 bag of NPK. You put around the plant, but you have to be careful when you're applying. You're not supposed to put it closer to the plant, because those fertilizers burn. So you apply NPK and CAN if you're going that direction, and that usually you have to do it every after 4 months. You put NPK and CAN. Every after 4 months, you put NPK and CAN. But like I told you, there is a lot of research. We have a lot of organic fertilizers out there. You can go out and look out and look for information. Yeah, but you can use things like rabbit urine. Actually, even human urine works. Human urine works, but you have to learn how to make it ready for the garden. It's also another process. You can use chicken poop, you can use goat poop. I think all kinds of poop work. But I think for me, I recommend highly chicken poop, then rabbit poop, then goat's poop, in that order. But also you need the urine. The rabbit urine is very important. But if you cannot access rabbit urine, you can use human urine.
Okay.
It also helps out.
Don't use human urine, because I have rabbit urine. So come to my farm and I sell you rabbit urine.
Yeah.
Taking us to another question. What is grafting, and do you do grafting here?
Yeah, but like I told you, for us we bought seedlings from someone else. But like that's the next step we're going to do. Grafting is you cross the passion fruit. Now this is guided by NARO, because they're the ones who first make research and then they advise. Then when you go to NARO, you get information on how to do it. Then now you can do it yourself, because they will train you. So be careful out there. Guys have a lot of discoveries we don't understand. But for me, what I know so far, NARO has told me about UPF 12 and UPF 20. UPF 20 is the cross, is the hybrid. Yeah, they will guide you how you do it. Okay. It needs someone to be here in the garden, and I show you.
For those of you who are not Ugandan, NARO is the National Agricultural Research Organization,
Yeah.
one that leads most of the research. It is a highly respected institution on the African continent, and
Yep.
very soon we shall be taking over the world. So after that, does one need to test their soil pH before they start planting this crop?
Very, 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 very important. You see, in agriculture, we have to embrace technology. Some of us, we think you're just going to go to the land and you put your plant there and make money out of it. That's why some of you are shocked. You plant passion fruit at the same time with Emma. Emma makes more money. For you, you're not making more money, but you've applied everything that you're supposed to apply. When you measure soil pH, you will know what your soil lacks, and then you will address that problem. So it is very important to measure, and most of these things are not expensive. The devices are not even expensive. They're out there on some of the online platforms. You buy it, then you like I told you when you're going to farm, you have to seek for information, and you must have people who guide you. Like also Emma said, that you get a professional, someone who is good and experienced in this thing, to guide you on how to do things. Yeah.
Okay. Briefly share with us some of the challenges that are involved in passion fruit growing.
The biggest challenge in passion fruit growing are human rodents. Those rodents, we have not yet discovered the kind of pesticide, the kind of foliar we can use to chase them away, but human rodents. When you're starting up a passion fruit farm, first think about security. If you can't fence your farm, because people are going to come and pick your fruits when you're not there. Or they might even come when you're there and they just encroach. So that is the first challenge. Now let's go to when you're growing the passion, when you're transplanting and all that. Labor is becoming expensive. For most of us who are nearby to Kampala, labor is a bit expensive. That is one. Two, the inputs. Also knowing the right inputs, knowing what to use and when to use it is also another challenge. So that I summarize that into information. That's another big challenge. So you must be out there listening and researching all the time, finding out about what you're doing. Then the diseases and the pests, those are other challenges you face when you're growing passion fruits. And also water supply at the farm. So if you're going to do passion fruit farming, you need to ensure that you have constant water supply. That's why we are digging a pond down there to enable us be able to pump water and supply the garden with water frequently. Because if there is water, more fruits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the market for passion fruit? Is just this because I just see people taking passion fruit? Is it a sought after kind of fruit?
Trust me. Even you who is interviewing me, you enjoy passion fruit. So you are the first market. Everywhere there is market for passion fruits. But you have to make research. Research is key. You have to go to the markets, know how much do they buy from the garden. How much do they sell at retail to the last consumer. You have to gather all that information. Then create relationships with people, potential buyers. You don't wait for them to start harvesting and then you do this. You do it before. As you grow, you keep telling people, you know what, I grow passion fruits and I'm expecting my first harvest around this time. So you research, create friendship, and look for market. You can choose to do retail, but as if you're producing at a large scale, retail might be a bit hard for you because every weekend you have to be selling, and when are you going to finish all the sacks? So you need to look out for the markets. Our most popular market is Nakasero. You can go to Nakasero, research, get connections there, and then you start supplying. There are also people who sell passion fruits on the roadsides in their cars. You branch off and you talk to them. Hello, how are you? I have passion fruit. Do you think you can buy from me? You talk, and these people will actually say yes. They will never say no to, because passion fruit is one of the fruits that is on high demand right now. People always take passion fruit day in, day out. Yeah.
I see you've intercropped your passion fruit with different other crops. Is that allowed?
Yeah, it's very, very much allowed.
And which crops are not, supposed to be intercropped with passion fruit?
I will tell you those that are supposed. Some of them. Like here in our garden, we intercropped with green pepper. We also intercropped with hot pepper. Yeah, those ones can coexist with the passion fruit. One, because they use the same foliars, inputs and all that. So when you're spraying the passion fruit, you use the same thing to spray the green pepper. Then maybe Emma can add on some of the other crops. Beans,
Maize,
no. Maize, no, you can't intercrop with maize.
banana.
That is too much competition.
Ah.
Too much competition. You grow crops that you see they will outcompete. Watermelon, yes, although you have to control it because it can climb the passion.
Okay.
And it breaks
Let's
the
talk
plant.
about the visibility or the feasibility of passion fruit. How big should one go before they are sure that they can actually get some money out of it?
How big? For me, I would advise any farmer, if you're starting, start with the land you have.
If I have 10 acres, I go 10 acres.
If you can. But if you're a new farmer, if you have 10 acres, you must hire someone who is experienced to work with you. If you don't have that person, then first start on a small scale. I would say 100 by 50. Because you need to first learn how to take care of the crop, what to do, like I explained earlier. So, but I'm telling you, to make money out of passion fruit, you can make money even using 100 by 50.
Okay.
You can make money out of it, and some good money. Yeah.
Finally, as we close, what's your last word, or what is your advice to farmers, young farmers perhaps who haven't started, those that want to start, those that have already started?
Yeah. To those that haven't started, I'm telling you, COVID-19 has really changed this world. One, a lot of people are dying of hunger. And one of the reasons why we're having that problem is because, like you see, Uganda's largest part of the population are youths. And the biggest number of them are not farmers. So who is supplying us the food? I think it's high time us, the youth, engage into farming. One, to provide enough food for people, to reduce on starvation. Two, to create a living for ourselves. I mean, you will make more money when you farm compared to when you're just employed somewhere. Yeah? So to the farmers there, those who are already farmers, please share information with us, the young ones. That's one of the challenges we have faced. You go to an experienced farmer, they don't want to give you information. Yeah, they don't want you to, they don't tell you the right things, one. Then two, you have to pay a lot of money to get information. I suggest those who are established farmers at least reduce on the cost, on the fee you charge, because we need to motivate these youths to engage into farming, and they need information. So for me, I encourage everyone, let's farm, because we want Uganda to become the food basket of even East Africa and Africa, and even the world at large. We can easily achieve that if all youths participate in farming.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of our session today. I'm glad you've been watching us right from the time we started. It's been a long interview, but very interesting, very exciting. He noted something: please do not fear to start. Start with what you have. You do not have to wait to have $1 million to start. And something that I also quoted was, the next billionaire in Africa, in Uganda, is going to be me, is going to be James, because we've decided to go farming, we've decided to go agriculture, and this is our time to shine. So please wake up. I'll be bringing you more exciting stories. Please don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on different social media platforms at Denis Duke UG. It's a goodbye. Today I didn't move with my woman because she had to, take care of our babies. But next time, I promise she'll be on board. Until then, it's a goodbye.